Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. I was so excited to get to this today. I want to thank all of you for the wonderful birthday love that you sent me all yesterday. I love you guys. I love making these videos. It really moves me. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video and please subscribe to the channel. This keeps us in sync and in the flow. And if you're watching this on Instagram, of course, like it and feel free to repost it. I'm all about the repost right now. This keeps us in sync as well. I'm trying to work with the algorithms. I'm an analog girl in a digital world, so help me out, guys. Okay, this week we got Badger. Badger is the totem of aggressiveness, right? We're going to talk about her in a second. And then we got Wormwood, and I cannot be happier that we got Wormwood this week. So let's look at them together. Isn't that beautiful? So let's start with Wormwood, actually. Have you ever heard of the drink absinthe? It's the green hallucinogenic beverage that was popular at the turn of the century. And in fact, it was called the Green Fairy, which is actually one of my nicknames. Jason Antoon, shout out to you. So this plant was known to increase psychic abilities and induce altered states of consciousness that would connect you to the unseen realm, right? So it's a plant medicine that connects you with the other side. When we're pulling it in these readings, you know, when we work with plants, they are multidimensional as the human is multidimensional. So you can not physically be working with the plant. You can not be ingesting it or drinking it or even growing it to receive its energy and its healing. And that's what we do here in these readings when we're working with a plant ally. We're working with the spirit of the plant. So the spirit of Wormwood, and look at this beautiful card. Come on. Don't you want some of that in your life this week? This represents mystery. And there's two ways we can look at the future, right? Which is the fear of the unknown or embracing the mystery of life. And that is what this plant is asking us to do this week. As we look at, you know, how does the world reopen? How are we going to get things back to what we used to call normal? What's going to go on with our jobs, our health, our children's schools? I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. And really, like, we can't even look to the next day to know how things will go. I have a friend who's like, let's just, you know, recap every 2 weeks as to what we see in the future. And I'm like, I don't know. I think that we are really being forced to find a way to make love to the great mystery, to really not have to know. And my God, for me, I mean, it has been such a rev down, this whole concept, this whole shutdown. You know, in many ways, I'm a total control freak. And this has been a time where it's just like, no, not only can you not be in control, really, of what the future will bring. I mean, of course you can't be, but we're not going to let you see what it is either. And so that means that you have to find, right? You have to find joy and peace and fulfillment no matter what is happening in your life, no matter, you know, what your partner's doing or what your children are doing or what your boss or your coworkers are doing. You have to have a center of true connection to what brings you security and happiness so that no matter the waves of the outside world, you are not shook. That is so much easier said than done, but that is what this time is all about. And then once you can get there, and we maybe only have moments of that, right? In a day where we're like, that person was a hot mess, and look at me. I'm still in my center. I'm still feeling good about life and about myself. The next step is to work with the idea of really making love with the mystery. Making love with the mystery of life, really feeling like you're having an affair, right? With the unknown. That you're loving it, you're dancing with it, you're finding pleasure for it. It's filling your cup. The fact that you don't know what is going to come becomes a source of stimulation, becomes a source of inspiration, becomes a source of gratification. That's the challenge. And that's working with magic. You know, this fast-paced society that we were in, and all the technology and all the development and all of, you know, industrialization is great, right? To a point. It's great until it starts removing us from the connection to the mystery and to magic and to the natural world that facilitates that energy, the organic world that facilitates it. So Wormwood is saying, what's your relationship like with mystery right now? And are you allowing it to give you the richness, the wonder, the awe, the energy? Right? It's like a sacred energy that is ever flowing to us. We just have to tap into it. And it's coming for us this week. It's like if you blink, you're gonna miss it. And if you're focused on, you know, what's wrong, you're gonna miss it. And if you're stressing out about the future, you're gonna miss it. Beautiful card, beautiful message. And then we got, right, Badger. So Badgers, they are aggressive. This is a totem of aggressiveness, but aggressive on the positive end. Let's talk about that, because we know what aggressiveness is on the negative end, right? The person who picks the fight, the person who is resistant to peace and happiness and is a chaos addict and constantly needs conflict to feel validated, to feel alive. But the positive part of this beautiful animal is the use of the right use of anger to propel you into action, right? So when I say right use of anger, what I mean is anger is not a bad thing. Anger is actually, it's like gasoline. It's when we are angry, it is showing us where we need to take action. But how do you express it? How do you use it? Ideally, something makes you angry and you go, okay, I need to take action. I need to change this. What do I need to do within? What action do I need to take to morph this situation into something that's healthier for me or something that works for me better? You know, the negative use of action is when we, like, you know, allow it to move out of our boundaries, move out of our bubble, our sphere of sovereignty, and into other people's bubble. It's not meant to move past our own magnetic field. It's meant to propel the torsion within us to create change, to act on new ideas. So when we get aggressiveness with this energy of wormwood mystery, it's saying, where are you getting angry in your life? And can you use that anger to propel you into a different pattern, to start a new cycle, to release what has to go? What is getting in the way of you falling in love with the unknown? We have a huge invitation into the mystery right now. Are you allowing your anger to get in the way of you finding this mystery, this relationship with the mystery of life, the great mystery? But then the other level of this is an anger at, like, what's going on. It may be an anger at leadership, an anger at yourself for not taking initiative in the past. And Badger says, use it to create fresh energy. Use the anger to dive into what you may not be clear about, but know you need to follow. Now, Badger, there's another element to this that that also corresponds with wormwood is that badger, lives underground, digs holes, and is aware of the roots of the plant system. And the roots, right? The root vegetables, the roots of plants are often the most potent medicinal part of the plant. Now the badger is seeing all of this, and the badger uses that. So it's also saying, like, you got to ground yourself. We're going to be feeling a lot of heat, a lot of impetus to change things, to initiate change, to maybe take, I'll just do it. There's a card that came out, and it's for the extended, but I'm going to bring it out because it sums it up. The goddess Ayen, which is the leap of faith. Can you guys see that? Oh, it's a little bit too shiny. There we go. The leap of faith. This is what ties wormwood and badger together, where it's saying, first of all, there's change you're wanting, there's change you're feeling, there's things that have made you angry in this time, whether it's things you've done, other people, the leadership, the circumstances itself. And the leap of faith is, yes, aggressively move into this new chapter, even though you can't see the future, even though you don't know how it's going to turn out. Take the leap of faith aggressively into what is speaking to you. The root system, grounding, right? The idea of ingesting root vegetables, ingesting roots, working with root medicine to ground you as you're leaping, right? This brings me to the idea of the human being as the great connector of, grandfather sky and grandmother earth, and we're the children sitting in connecting these two spheres of magic. And to really take that leap, to make those leaps of faith, you need to be rooted and grounded so that the aggressiveness, right, doesn't hurt other people. And remember this idea of anger is vitally useful. It's not something to shun, right? We must get to know it. It is an ally. It only becomes destructive when we push it onto others. When we use it in ourselves to allow the fire to alchemize ourselves, that's when it's so useful. So this week, I want to tell you to aggressively pursue magic in your life and take the leaps of faith to think differently, to aggressively pursue new ideas, to aggressively look at what in your life has to go. People, places, things, relationships, beliefs. Really, so much of what we're in this phase now is about, like, what beliefs have held you back? When the world is saying everything's changing, your industry's changing, the world is changing, the medical field is changing, your friendships are changing, your relationships are changing, your body's changing, your relationship to everything in your life is changing. And we have no idea what the future looks like. Can you use the frustration and the anger to access a different kind of passion, right? Anger can be morphed into passion to move forward, to take action. Can you passionately take action to make love to the mystery in your life? To take a leap of faith that a new world is being formed, that is going to be better, more filled with magic, more filled with communion with nature, more filled with harmony? What feels better when you think of that, or when you think of, like, a new world order controlling everyone? It really is about move into what feels good and move there aggressively. And what would hold you back from having a love affair with the mystery of life? What's holding you back from that? Get badger on that. Get badger on what is holding you back from taking leaps of faith and to falling in love with the mystery and being more than okay with the unknown. Actually making the embrace of the unknown your stance, your true north. Whew. I love you guys. This is going to be a very interesting week. You know, May is a magical month in general because the sun is in the sign of Taurus, which is all about connectivity with the earth, with our bodies, with pleasure, with food, right? And this is a time to really be in the moment. Allow the magic and the mystery to keep you connected to your body. And when you're eating, to really allow the food to do what it's meant to do. It's meant to ground us, right? It's meant to connect us with our organic technology that needs and wants our attention and our favor. And the idea of once you make an intention, as you wake up to, I'm going to connect to the magic and the mystery today, it will find you. But you have to align with it. It's a vibration. And to go back to that sense of childlike awe and wonder, that one bloom is unimaginably beautiful. How is it created? To go back to this simple place. So this week, eat your root vegetables. Or perhaps you're going to find some remedies for maybe some health issues that root medicine will help. And if there is choices you have this week to stay stuck in a belief or a situation that you've already done before, or to try something new, change a routine, let go of a habit, create a new one, trust someone, even though you maybe haven't in the past, to trust yourself, take that leap of faith. Because there's magic on the other side of it. And we go back to this badger of allow the frustration and the anger to help you take these leaps of faith to make the change. That which is stagnant right now is going to be very clear. Because there is a lightness, a beauty that is flowing to us if we choose it. Now that's happening all the time, but specifically this week, we have an opportunity to connect with this stream of consciousness that is high end and beautiful and mysterious and magical. And it will last. It will stay with you. It will maintain itself if you make a commitment to it this week. Beautiful. So, you know there's extended on the other side of this, and you can go to Patreon to take it, to get it, to eat it up. And thank you all for viewing. If you would like a private session or a private reading, you contact me at info@thegoodwoo.org, or you can go to thegoodwoo.org and look at the services menu. It's changing at the moment, but I do have a sliding scale. And of course, you guys, when these readings resonate with you, and as the week goes on and you start finding these synchronicities and the messages start showing themselves in your life, please reach out to me or comment under this video. Because when you have a synchronicity and an alignment with the message that you've been given, and you acknowledge it in word or writing with another person, more of it will happen. And that's the magic that I'm talking about. When you get a sign, a synchronicity, and it rings true, remember to say, yes, thank you, more, please. Because that's signaling not only to the universe around you, but the universe within you and the mechanism within you that is creating your life. It signifies to it, hey, he or she loves it. Let's give them more. And come on. How could you not want more magic? Thank you all for viewing.